Okay, everybody, today we are going to study linear equations and their graphs. Okay, linear equations and graphs. Okay, before starting, let's try to define a linear equation. As you remember, a linear equation is y equals mx plus, and this is the gradient intercept form. This is the gradient intercept form of linear equation. And in addition to this, we can also show it as a times y plus b times x plus x sorry, plus c equals 0. Yes, this is the general form. This is the general form. Let me show you an example. Y equals 2x plus 1, or 2y plus 3x minus 6 is 0. Okay. Yes, the most important point for linear equations, if you see such an linear equation, you may need the graph of it. So on the xy coordinate plane, let's start with the first one. First, you need the x-intercept and y-intercept. Okay. To find the x and y-intercept, x-intercept, let's show the y is 0. And for the y-intercept, let's show the x is 0. For the x-intercept, y is 0, so 0 is 2x plus 1. And as you can realize, 2x is minus 1 and x is minus 1 over 2. Okay, this is the x-intercept of that line. X-intercept here is minus 1 over 2. So let me show you the y-intercept. X is 0, so y is 2 times 0 plus 1, and it is 1. And also y-intercept is 1. Okay, so right now your line is ready. You can draw your line. By using this x and y-intercept on the xy coordinate plane, your line is ready, and the equation belongs to that line. It means that all points on the line belongs to that equation. Okay. So by the same way, you can also draw this. Let me show you. 2y plus 3x minus 0 minus 6 is 0. So again, y is 0, so 3x is 6 and x is 2. This is x-intercept. And also by the same way, x is 0, that time 2y equals 6 and y is 3. This is the y-intercept. Okay. So by using this x and y-intercept, let me show you here. Okay, assume that y is 3, and assume that x is 2. So yes, this is your line for that equation. Okay, this is your line. This is your line for that equation. Just a second. It's nearly something like this. It's nearly something like this. Yeah. Assume that x is here, y-intercept is here. So yes. Okay. And this equation right now belongs to that line. Okay, in my mind, this is the easiest part. In addition to this, we can also see a line. And we know some informations about that line. By using that informations, we can also write its equation. That time, as I told you, I know some informations about the line, and assume that this is 2 points. For instance, the line 1 and 7, and we know the point. We know the point -1 and 2 on the line. We know we know the 2 points, 2 points on the line. Okay. So by using this information, I'm going to show you two different ways. First one is assume that your equation is in gradient intercept form. Okay. So use these points for each x and y. For instance, point 1 and 7. It means that 7 is y, and it means that 1 is x here. So let's use it. 7 equals 2 times m plus n. And for another point, minus 1 and 2. So 2 is minus 1, m plus n. As you can easily realize, right now, m and n, these are variables. So as you can see here, we see two different equations. 7 is m plus n, and 2 is minus m plus n. By using the elimination method, as you can see, you can simplify m and n, so they can be eliminated. So as you can see here, 7 plus 2 is 2, and in other words, 9 is 2n, and 9 is 9 is n, and n is 9 over 2. Okay, so as you can see, we know the value of n right now. So let's find an equation. For instance, you can use this one. 2 is minus m plus, rather than n right now, we can use 9 over 2. So m is 9 over 2 minus 2. In other words, 5 over 2. Yes, as you can see right now, we know n value and m value. So equation is y equals 5 over 2x plus 9 over 2. Okay, so yes, this is the one way. Let me show you the second way. If you ask me, the second way is a little bit complex, and you need to remember different formulas. But I'm going to show you. You can choose which one is. You can choose which one is better for you. Okay. And the second way. First, you can find the slope. Okay. Firstly, you can find. Firstly, you can find the slope. Okay. To find the slope, you can use this equation. Assume that slope is m. Okay. Rather than slope, I use m, and m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It's your choice. You can choose which one is the point 2 or 1. Assume that this is point 2. Okay, so that time this is the y2 and this is the x1. And assume that this is point 1. Just a second, this is x2. Assume that right now this is point 1. So this is y1 and this is x1. Uh, as I told you, it's your choice. But as you see here, I choose this is the point 2 and this is the point 1. But you can also change the points. It's your choice. It's up to you. So what I mean, you are going to find the same solution. Okay, yes, after showing the points, yes, 7 minus 2 over 1 minus 1. As you can realize, this is 5 over 2. Okay. Then you can use this equation. Y minus y1 is m times x minus x1. That time, again, it's up to you. Choose an point. Choose an point, and I'd better choose this one as that point. So rather than y1, you can use 7, and rather than x1, you can use 1. So y minus 7 is 5 over 2, and x minus 7. Sorry, is x minus 1. So as you can realize, finally, y minus 7 is 5 over 2 times x, and 5 over 2. And finally, y equals 5 over 2x minus 5 over 2 plus 7. As you can realize, our final solution again is y equals 5 over 2x and 5 over 2x and plus 9 over 2. As you can realize, we have already found the same solution. There is no any difference between them. But if you ask me, this solution way, I think harder than other one, because you need to remember two different formula. Rather than it, another way is another way is simpler, if you ask me. Okay, let's look at another way. Let's look at the other option. Right now, assume that this is your line, and you know the x and y intercepts of line. Okay, assume that this is x and y intercept is 4, and assume that x intercept is minus 3. That time you can use that equation. X intercept is above x, so it is minus 3 plus, and y intercept is below y, and this is 4, and it is 1. Okay, it equals to 1. So after simplifying this equation, you can also see that by this way, as you can see, so 4x minus 3y over minus 3 times 4 minus 12 is 1. In other words, 2x minus 3y is minus uh, 12. So your equation in general form, 4x minus 3y plus 12 is 0. By using this method in general, you find the equation in general form. If you are asked to find the equation in gradient intercept form, you can also convert it to gradient intercept form, but be careful, you need y alone. So 4x minus 3y plus 12 is 0. So 3y is 4x plus 12. And yes, after this calculation, y is alone, and 4 over 3x plus 12 over 3. In other words, 4 over 3x plus 4. Yes, right now it is also your same equation, but it is right now in gradient intercept form. Okay. In general, you need to convert equation in general form or gradient intercept form, or in another form according to options in the questions. Okay, so sometimes you need also the equation in different forms. Be careful during solving the question. Okay. Yes, we can also show the last option. You may also see an line like this. That time, assume that you know the slope of the line. When you look at the question, it is given the slope, for instance, slope of gradient for that line is 3. Okay, and you know 1 point on the line, and you assume that it is 1 and 7. Okay, right now you know 1 point and the slope. Okay, so by using this information, you can use that formula. Y minus y1 is m times x minus x1. As you can realize here, y1 is 7 and x1 is 1, and slope is m here 3. So y minus 7 is 3 times x minus 1. Your final equation is y minus 7, 3x minus 3 In gradient intercept form, you can say that it is y equals 3x plus 4. Okay, as you can easily realize, this is the final equation for our line. Okay, these are very, very important parts for that subject. But in addition to this, we need also another subpart, such as the positions of the lines. Okay, let's check the positions of lines on a simple plane. Our first option is they can be parallel. Okay, our first option is they can be parallel. Another option is they cannot parallel. In that time, you will sooner or later you will see, or you are going to see an intersection point between that line. And also they can intersect, but they can intersect perpendicularly. They can intersect perpendicularly. And in addition to this, the final option is actually these are the same lines. These are the same lines, but defines differently. Assume that we define it as a1 times y plus b1 times x plus c1 is 0. And also you can check it as a2 times y plus b2 times x plus c1. Actually, as you remember, yes, this is the same line, but sometimes you can define it by using different coefficients. So, for instance, assume that your equation is x plus y minus 1 is 0. You can also see it as 2x plus 2y minus 2 is 0. Actually, these are the same. These are the same lines, but you may not realize. After you see the ratio between coefficients, you can easily realize what I mean. When you look at the coefficients, for instance, for x, 1 over 2 equals, as you can, for y, 1 over 2, and still same, minus 1 over minus 2. As you can realize, it equals to 1 over 2 in general. We see that this is the same line, but we are explained differently. Okay, let's go on. Let's go on with the parallel lines. If they have the same slopes, assume that this is line 1 and assume that this is line 2, and their slopes are same. M1 is M2. That time they are parallel. Okay, they are parallel. Okay, it is very important. You can check if they are parallel or not by using the values of slopes of that lines. And if assume that once again this is line 1 and line 2, and the slopes are not same, so sooner or later you are going to see an intersection point. Okay, intersection point between them. I'm going to also explain you how to find the intersection point just after this part. Yes, be careful. If you see they are perpendicular to each other, right now assume that it's a gradient is m1 and the other one is m2. That time m1 times m2 is minus 1. Okay, this is very important. I'd like to emphasize this one more time. The multiplication of the gradients is minus 1. So, as you can realize, as you can easily realize, by checking the lines, you can also check the positions of lines. Let me show you some simple questions. Let me show you some simple examples. Okay. Yes. Assume that our first equation is 2x plus 4y minus 1 is 0. And yes, this is our first equation. And 6 times x plus 12 times y minus 3 is 0. This is our second equation. And assume that our other equation is y equals 2x plus 7, and assume that our another equation is 2y minus 4x minus 5 is 0. Let's look at these equations. Let's check the first one and second one. As you can realize, the ratio between them is constant. The ratios of the coefficients constant. As you can realize, 2 over 6 is 4 over 12, and at the same time minus 1 over minus 2. As you can realize, this is the ratio is same, 1 over 3. Okay, so it means that actually they show the same line. Okay, they show the same line, and also for that kind of equations, for that kind of equation system, if you see that equation system together, what I mean, 2x plus 4y minus 1 is 0, and 6x plus 12y minus 3 is 0. If you see such an equation system, the solution of the system is infinite. What I mean here, what infinite means, for each x and y, sooner or later you are going to find the same solution. Okay, so x and y may take each real number. Okay, may take all real numbers. That's why the solution of the system is infinite. Okay, but if you check the other lines, for instance, you can check this ones. Okay, y is 2x plus 6, and when you check this ingredient in the descent form, 2y is 4x plus 5, and after simplification you are going to see that y is 2x plus 5 over 2. After checking each equation ingredient in the descent form, you are going to realize that slopes are same. Slopes are the same. As you know, if you see an equation in gradient intercept form, here coefficient m gives you the slope. Okay, so you can easily realize that slopes are same. In other words, it means that they are parallel. Okay. In terms of the solution system, you can also say that there is no solution. There's no solution for the system. Okay, no solution. Yes. Okay. These are the most important parts. So let's go on with another important problems for that linear equations. As you see here, firstly, we could understand how to find the graph of an equation and linear equation, and secondly, we studied that lines on xy plane with some clues, and finally we could find the equations of the lines. And thirdly, we see the positions of the lines. And finally, we can also say that let me show you the distance between points. Okay, assume that this is point A and B with coordinates x1 and y1, and assume that this is point x2 and y2. If you need the distance between that point, okay, and assume that distance is d, at that time you may also see that formula d square is x minus x1 minus x2 in bracket square plus y1 minus y2 in bracket square. Once again, it's your choice. You can choose x1 or x2. You can also you can also change their positions. For instance, you are going to see the same solution, x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. You are going to see the same solution, so there is no any problem with the positions of the. But just be careful. If you subtract the x2, you need to also subtract y2. Be careful for the positions of the points during calculation. Okay, so yes, let me show you some different questions and different simple question, different examples on that line, on that linear equations. So, yes, just a second. I'm going to show. I use my prep test account. I use my prep questions for linear equations. Okay. Let's check some questions about linear functions and coordinate plane. Okay. Let me show you some simple questions. Okay, let's check the first question. When we look at this question, what is the distance between the point 2, 3, and 5, 7? Okay, as you remember, all you need, assume that this is point 1, 2, and 3, and assume that this is point 2, 5, and 7. Okay, you need the distance here, so the square of the distance is 5 minus 2 in bracket square and plus 7 minus 3 in bracket square. So d square is the square of 3 and the square of 4. Finally, you can find that d is 5 after this calculation. So option B is true for this question. Okay, they are parallel. Which of the following equations represent a line parallel to the line passing through the points? Okay. Firstly, we need the slope for that line passing through that points. Okay, so let's check the slope. The line passing through that point. So assume that slope is m and 0 minus 2 over minus 1 minus 1, so 2 over minus 2, in other words minus 1. Okay, so it means that you are going to check the slopes of the options, and you need the option with slope minus 1. Okay, you need the option with slope minus 1. So yes, when you check this option A, y is minus 3x. That's why no. When we look at the slope, it is minus 3. It is not true. What about this one? For y is 3x plus 3. So y is 3 over 4x plus 3 over 4. As you can see here, once again, slope is 3 over 4. So it's not true. Let's check this. Y is minus x plus 1. As you can realize, the slope is minus 1. That's why option C is true for this question. Okay, yes, this is easy. This is easier. So I'm going on. Yes, what is the sum of the distance of a point A 1 and 4 to the x-axis and the distance to the line x equals minus 2? Okay, yes, I'd better emphasize once again. If you see lines parallel to x and y coordinate, assume that this is point 4 and assume that this is point 1. Okay, so point 1 and 4 is here. The distance to x-axis means that you draw a line perpendicular to x, and as you can realize, that distance is 4 unit. Okay, and also you are going to show the line x minus 2. Yes, x minus 2 is here. Line x minus 2 is here. Okay, and you need also the distance between the point and line, x equals minus 2. In other words, again, you need the distance, you need the line perpendicular to x equals minus 2. And as you can easily realize, this distance is 2 and this distance is also 1. The sum of that values is 3. Okay, another distance is 3. And finally, the sum of the distances is d plus d prime. So this is 4 plus 3. Finally, it is 7. So option C is true for this question. Okay. Yes, as you can see, I can also show you another different questions, different types of questions. If you want to ask me how to find so many different examples for each questions, so for each subject, I can also explain you, but please get in touch with me. You can see my WhatsApp numbers on the explanation of my channel. I can also help you whenever you want. Just send me a message. Okay. So thank you very much for your attention once again. I hope you enjoy my channel, and please remember to follow me every time you want.